You're heartbroken because you have a child that knows a teenager, right?
Right.
And his parents are without, we're not going to say names or anything because we let God take care of this kind of stuff. But his parents are heroin addicts, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he's reached out to you again today, and you know that he's cutting himself, which I get inboxes from children sending me pictures of them cutting themselves.
And he literally passed out from it.
Today he did?
Yes.
And we need to get him somewhere safe. And like you said, we discussed one of my board members that's really, really amazing that would take him in, Dina. And then also I mentioned the Huckleberry House because I've done research on that place, and I've also talked to a little girl who was human trafficked for heroin at age 13. And when I went to Maryhaven to one-on-one with her and her mother, and then her mom was incarcerated, but I was allowed to take her to these appointments. And also Buckeye Ranch, that little girl loved the Huckleberry House, which at times gives me antennas up but she just said they loved her and it was a safe haven. But he felt, he's little and he was bullied there maybe?
Yes, and he doesn't believe that anybody cares for him. He doesn't believe it because of some of the things that he has displayed, because he's never been shown love. He literally lived off of beef bologna and ravioli his whole life because they just could not feed him. He had to tend to himself. That's all that kid ever wants to eat because that's all he knows.
That's his normal.
Right.
And so, but for some reason the police are mean to him, right? So he doesn't trust adults.
No. He lives in a house right now where there's no heat. The parents, the people that he stays with, he trusts them because they allow his kid if there's no heat. He doesn't come out of that room, so he sees four walls all day, every day. He's not been enrolled in school in 2 years because his mother won't enroll him. He can't get a job without a worker's permit, and you have to do that through the school. And I don't know what to do for him because I've never been in this situation because I don't treat my kids this way. But the parents where he's at, they do nothing but drink.
Well, we got to get him out of there. And those parents, I don't know if he loves his parents or if he doesn't love his parents, but the parents are the disease, and they need help. You said they're.
I'm sad to say he loves them with all his heart. It's just because he don't love them. The grandparents, they all descend to mom and dad, and the one mom's living with, or the mom's living with her mother, and then the dad's living with his mother, so they won't let Tyler stay there, and that's his name, and I don't care to say his name because he needs help.
Okay, we're gonna get him help. We're gonna get him help. We need to get him safe. These parents, so they're really, have they been bad addicts for a long, long time?
Oh yeah, his whole life.
Oh my God, I wonder how they haven't been incarcerated.
That's what I'm saying. Like I called Whitehall Police on him for trying to kill himself about a month ago, and Whitehall was like, well, he brings it on himself, and I said, well, that's great to know that my family lives in a community where we can trust the cops to keep our family safe. Because you saying that makes him do it more, because that just shows him that you don't care. So they took him to net care, and the parents came in really quick to get him out of there to save their own butt.
Right.
And the dad ended up getting arrested that night because he came in to get him drunk. And then they blamed Tyler for that. So now they won't have anything to do with him at all because they called him a snitch.
The parents did?
Yes.
Those parents. You know what? Okay. Well, I wonder if the parents are on probation or anything. Do we have any idea?
The dad is. The mom moved out of the city just to stay away from, no Christmas, no nothing for this kid. Like, they just let him die. He's lost over 30 pounds. I give him food. I gave him food for this whole year. But it's not enough, I can't have him living with me because he was dating my daughter. And my fiance and I were having problems, and he stood up for me.
Okay.
And then my fiance just wants nothing to do with him. It's a man thing, obviously, but I can't. It's hard for me to give up on a kid, just any kid. I don't care who it is.
I don't care either. Do you think he would talk to me?
I don't know, because he won't. He's afraid to talk to anybody. He will talk to me if I took him somewhere. I told him I would be his voice if he's afraid.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna have to make some phone calls, and now that I know the situation, I always have to diagnose the situation, know what's going on. I have a clear picture of it now. You're really good at being his voice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then, like I told you,
huh? He knows I care about him.
Yeah, we need, you do, and we can't let him go down that path that his parents are going down. I don't want him to start doing those drugs.
No.
And him cutting himself is very concerning, but we're going to connect him with, we need to get him a bus pass. We need to get him back in school too.
That's what my main concern was, getting food and shelter and schooling. He needs to be in school. At least get your GED. That's what I told him. At least get your GED.
And at the very least, to start with, even if we can find him, if he stays with Dina or whatnot, homeschooling. I bet Huckleberry House has some type of schooling for sure. There's the boys, or not the boys ranch now, it's the Buckeye Ranch. There's Southeast Mental Health that has a program for kids like that, specifically for that age group.
Right.
And it's right by my house. And if you can't help them get rides there or whatnot, we could work on the bus pass situation. This isn't going to happen overnight. So the first important thing is get him shelter. He can't be cutting himself. I don't know if we need to get him back to net care. It sounds like, he needs in-house. We need to get him in-house.
We got a time limit too, because the place where he's staying, they got evicted, so they've got 2 weeks before he has to be out. So that's why I'm in this desperate rush to get him somewhere.
That's good. At least, we have that amount of time, but let's try to, you keep calling him. You said he's not answering right now, you think?
No, but I'm going to the house. I'm going to end up going to the house where he's at, because they won't answer their phone calls, because they know I'm mouthy, and I will go in there after him to get him help.
Okay, will you please be careful? And if you do that, a CIT unit officer also is for mental health. A CIT unit officer is the police's mental health officer. And if you're going to go over there and you want me to call the CIT, I was on the panel to train, a part of their training for the police academy. Sometimes they say they're sending a CIT unit and they don't. And also, I have a city councilman from Whitehall that I'm very close to and I respect with all my heart. And your whole community respects him. So we could reach out to him as well, okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, do you have a Facebook page?
I do. I'm under Deidre's, under Amy L. Morris.
Okay, well your name is now on I make videos so that other people stuck in this situation can find the resources that we're giving you. Like I said, the Huckleberry House, the fire stations are willing to take the kids to the Huckleberry House. We need more rec center safe havens for these children. I'm advocating for that very hard.
Absolutely.
The parents need to get on Medicaid, which they need to sign up for CareSource, and they need to get on Vivitrol.
That's another thing. He has been peeing blood.
Oh gosh.
But I can't even take him to the doctor because I've tried and they won't let me.
Because you're not the parent. I know. I've tried to help kids too, and I'm not the parent, so I'm not able to do what I need to do, what I should be able to, what the parents are supposed to be doing.
Right.
Do you think the parents have any interest in getting sober?
No, none.
Okay, well then forget them. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, if they have no interest, unfortunately, sometimes jail and prison is the only way that a person is going to dry out and start to change. People say you can't force people to get better, but if you go to prison and you end up doing the right thing there and you stay in a rhythm and get used to a new rhythm of life, like I did personally, I was used to being miserable and hating myself and guilt and shame and all that. But in prison, I did all this programming. I forced myself to, and I did change. Even though I was under the control of the system, I got used to all new habits. But I wanted to. You have to want to. Okay, let's do this. Let me start. I have to be at federal court this afternoon, so I'll start making some calls. You tell me. You have my phone number, so when you get a hold of him, will you tell me?
I sure will.
And if you're going over there by yourself, I do that stuff too, so I know how you feel. But be careful and call me if you want a CIT unit officer with you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm proud of you. You're a good egg.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.